So yeah, I've got the paperwork out to you. Sign on the dotted line or the deal's off, okay? Hi there, this is Jay here from Jeremy Jacob Letting Specialists. Today I'm covering with you the misconceptions of letting agents. What you just saw there in that prior example was a piece of aggressive salesmanship, which I would associate with estate agency type of practice from the 90s or the 80s or the 90s. Not today though, we're a lovely bunch. But there are some misconceptions still with letting agents. Next to bankers and parking wardens, sometimes the letting agent as the third. Three are seen as really terrible people in this world today. I'm not going to talk about bankers or parking wardens. I'll leave that for you guys to thrash that out online. But with regards to letting agents, yes, there are some misconceptions. And I think the obvious one is that estate agents and letting agents are all liars. They don't tell the truth. And I've known of many examples I've seen written online about rogue letting agents in the past, bad practices. I even had one landlord come to me who said, this agent has stopped paying us our rent and they've gone out of business, and the tenant was paying the agent directly and the tenant lost their deposit because it was never registered. So that is a really bad example of bad practice. So what do you look for? What's the misconceptions? So how can we avoid such? Well, looking for agents that are members of membership bodies. So for example, we're a member of Property Mark. We're also a member of Safe Agent. And what it means is that we pay a fund every year to ensure that we meet criteria. By being a member, we have to adhere to certain regulations. And it also means that they come and check up on us to make sure that our agency and its financial affairs are all being run properly and in accordance with best practice. But it's not just about the financials. The other misconceptions are agents just terrible liars on viewings and the journey potentially with a tenant. Now, from my experience, some agents, lettings negotiators, and it's due to inexperience, they say daft things to the tenants they're working with in a bid to maybe befriend them, to create and foster the relationship. And it comes back to bite them in the ass, so to speak, because they essentially have forgotten what they said, or they've rushed the process along. So for example, I've known colleagues of mine, and this is in my earlier days, they'd be on a viewing and the tenant will say, look, can I have this fixed? Can I have this done? Can I ensure this issue in the property is fixed? And they go, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And number one, they forget to actually approach it with the landlord. And then the tenant moves in and then the tenant says, you promised me, you assured me that this would be done. Always under promise, over deliver as an agent, okay? Never over promise and under deliver is the best bit of advice I can say to avoid this reputation that sometimes finds letting agents, okay? So be careful what you say. Experienced letting agents, they have so many rules and regulations now. They're so used to documenting everything. So if anything is requested by a tenant, for example, when they make an offer, we'll say, okay, fine, we will try, and we document it normally when they go to make an offer. And if it's agreed, so the landlord agrees to fix this, the landlord agrees to change something, maybe repaint a wall, it gets listed in writing, and then you can't go wrong. And that's normally a sign of a good experience negotiator. And the one thing that I will say, just reaffirming how we are massively regulated now. And if you look at another industry such as recruitment, I know friends and colleagues who are in recruitment, and that is really sometimes like selling an illusion. I've got a job for you. Let me tell you about the job. I can't tell you the company that you're going to be working for, but it's a really good corporate company, turnover of 80 million, da-da-da-da-da. And then they put the phone down with the candidate for the job, and then they think, right, I better find the company now. And recruitment companies and recruitment negotiators are consultants. They're guilty of doing that all of the time. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors involved. At least in property, you have a real tangible thing, which is the property. Like, I have to show you something which is legit on the market with us. Here, I'm taking you into a property. I can't sell this now, this moment to you. It's over to you to explore, touch things, open the doors. And we have to show due diligence in taking on landlords that, we need to make sure and verify that they are the owners, just like we have to do that when we reference our tenants. So in conclusion, I would say us letting agents in 2023, we are overall a very good bunch, and you can't go wrong is when you select an agent to work with, are they a member of a membership body? Are they part of a money protection scheme, which means that if they go out of business, you won't lose your money? And are they a member of any other deposit schemes and other affiliates like Safe Agent? If you look for those fundamentals, you can't go wrong, and you're likely to be in very good hands with a modern letting agent. I hope this helps. All the best.